Hi everyone, welcome back to Steel Tool Rookie. Today we are at Canadore College and we are in the welding shop and we're going to learn a little bit about welding. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're with Yvonne. Yvonne is enrolled in the welder fitter program here at Canadore College, and she is going to give us a little bit of detail about what the program is. You had earlier told me that it was a 1-year program or a 1-year certificate.
It's a 2-year certificate. It's shortened though, so it's 1 full year, so it goes September to August instead of where a 2-year regular program would be like September to April and then September to April again.
Right, like a normal school year. So you guys, do you find this a bit, I don't know, overwhelming, like just cramming 2 years into one?
I don't find it overwhelming at all. I find it actually a lot better because you can get out into the workforce a lot earlier.
Sure.
That's why I chose this course actually. And no, I don't think it's crammed. There's a lot of stuff that you have to get done, but I
Right.
think it's pretty.
Obviously, I walked in here today, Yvonne, and seen probably 95% were males, and then I saw you. And I was wondering what your feeling is, and obviously you're in a pretty male-dominant atmosphere and environment. What made you choose this?
I just have a passion for welding, so that's why I choose this, but I would definitely recommend it to any females that are looking to take the trades. I think that nowadays there's a lot of respect for females in the trades, and I think it's just a really good option. Don't be discouraged.
Move ahead. Okay, you listed a bunch of weldings that went right over my head, and I can't remember them all. What would be your favorite type?
My favorite type of welding is stick welding. I just find it the most fun, and I'm pretty good at it, so.
Awesome. So would you mind showing us a little bit of something that you're doing?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay, we're with Sean, who is the professor of the welder fitter program here in Canadore, and Sean is going to give us a little bit of a different perspective of what the program is about.
So again, the girls have talked about a 2-year diploma program that we do in 1 full year, so it's accelerated. We're one of only a couple of colleges in Ontario that actually do that way. Most everybody is the standard 2 years and then graduate with your diploma program. As far as most everybody that graduates from the program, they can pretty much go anywhere. You can get into shipbuilding out on the East Coast, you can get into oil and gas out west in Alberta, obviously. Locally here, again, Central Welding, one of the largest bridge manufacturers in Canada. We're actually doing a tour very shortly. They're looking for all my students. Like they want a lot of people, they hire a lot of people, they support the program. I tell them to just get a job and get experience. Don't worry about the money will come. But just gain experience and hone your skills, and then the money will come for them.
So their year here with you, obviously you said it's a compressed, it's 2 years into one.
Yes.
Is it like an 8 to 5 course? Is it a
They
9 to whenever?
a typical semester is usually about 15 hours a week, so 8:30 to 11:30 they're in the shop, Monday to Friday, and then they come to me in the classroom in the afternoon. So that's you've already discussed a little bit of blueprint reading, and,
Right.
so we do we teach math. I teach the math course. It's all welding. It's all geared to welding. All of your questions geared to welding. Blueprint reading, welding theory, layout and fabrication too as well. So that's pretty much the first semester. As we get into second semester, we start adding in some quality control, quality assurance, non-destructive testing, visual and die penetrant. We get into metallurgy, we get into program management. So it's quite extensive and pretty much running the 15 hours through the whole year.
Right.
So even though we're an accelerated program, we are still running about 1,200 hours, which is about every other program in the province kind of holds to that.
Okay.
So like you were saying earlier, it's a little They're pretty busy. They're here from basically 8:30 in the morning till 4:30 at night.
So it's full days.
It's full days, yeah.
So if someone wanted to come and join the program, is there, like, what are the requirements for them to get in here?
Well, they need a high school graduation diploma, grade 12 English are the prerequisites to get into the program.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Sean, for having us in here today and introducing us to some of the students and taking us through the program and what you guys do every day.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Flipping over to
It's gonna be blowing down into the water here. This is our water or plasma table.
Oh, shoot, it is all water, okay.
Yeah, so this is a CNC table where we program, draw up programs on AutoCAD, and we can cut out shapes. As you can see, I cut out.
Oh,
shapes.
so that's all not freehand?
No, that's all
from
cut
the
with the
machine.
CNC.
Okay.
But here, you're gonna do some freehand.
Nice.
So all you're gonna have to do, Bill, I'll do one.
Sure.
I'll show you.
Please.
And then we're set at 65 amps max power for this machine. We're cutting about 5/16 aluminum here.
Okay.
So put your helmet down. I'm just going to do one quick cut for you. So you can drag it. So we start here. And you can see it's got a safety trigger, right?
Right.
So we'll flip the safety trigger and we're ready to cut. Here we go. Here's a quick cut. I'll just get you.
Now,
Cut straight across there.
okay, so did you say that an eighth of an inch off, or were you right on?
No,
the-
I was dragging. I got a drag tip in here.
So that means you drag
You
right
can
on.
drag it
Okay.
right on the,
Thank
on
you.
the material.
Thank you.
Make it a lot easier for you.
Yes, thank you.
So set up, and where I drew this line with my glove, I'll cut straight across.
Good.
Whenever you're ready.
Do I put it down and then turn it on, or?
Yeah, flip the safety trigger up. Yeah, I think maybe you need a little practice.
I don't feel like that was very smooth.
A little jittery, eh? Get the shape right again. Just try not, don't put pressure on it.
Right.
Just lightly drag it across the floor. We'll try and keep it perpendicular.
Okay.
Try and keep it right up straight. There we go. Much better. Much better.
I don't know, compared to the line that you drew, but I guess that is the experience. Welcome back. We're on site with Dominic, who is in the welder fitter program at Canador. So I walked in here today. Obviously, it's a pretty male-dominant environment. Does that at all feel intimidating to you, or do you feel fairly welcome?
No, the guys don't really have an issue with us in here. As long as you work hard, like as anybody else would. They're pretty accepting. We've never had any issues of, anybody treating us any less. If anything, they kind of respect us more just for being in a male-dominant trade.
Right. So we were talking a bit off camera, and we were talking about how you guys actually work on real-life stuff.
Yeah.
It's got to be rewarding or fulfilling to know that at the end of the day you're actually creating something that is going to be going out in our city and being used.
Yeah, definitely. With the ice shack that we're building, Canador is actually using that for promotion purposes. So it's actually going out on the ice. So we have a class on project management. So that basically kind of goes over, the planning beforehand, how much it's going to weigh, if it's going to work on the ice or not. So we kind of got to be a little bit a part of all of that, learn
Right.
kind of the behind the scenes of actually building it, and then go into the actual manufacturing part of it.
Okay, so the welder fitter, can you tell me a little bit more about the program?
Yeah, so here at Canador, you have the option of just coming for 25 weeks. So we start off as a big group. So after 25 weeks, there's just techniques. So you kind of get the basic welding skills, and then you can go off. You can still get a job just from that. And then there's the technician. So a technician runs all the way till August. You kind of just get qualified for more, along with more experience in the shop, because obviously you're in here. And then welder fitter's kind of better than a welder in a way, just because you kind of have 3 jobs in one. So you have the ability to do blueprints, so we actually have a class on just blueprints and actually drawing them and reading them. and then you have fitting, and then you have welding. So you kind of get qualified for more. It's kind of the difference between like a doctor and a surgeon.
Right.
So like doctor being a welder and a surgeon being a welder
Sure,
fitter.
sure.
So we get qualified for more job opportunities. So yeah. So
Awesome.
the further you get along in our program, kind of the more it opens up for you.
Advantageous
Like,
for you, for sure.
yeah, because I've never welded aluminum until the ice shack,
Right.
and then now I have aluminum experience. So it helps.
Are you enjoying? Would you recommend it to others?
Definitely. It's fun. Like we work hard, but we also have fun. Like there's not a lot of pressure either. Like it's pretty easygoing, easy to kind of get into. Our teachers are great if you have any questions. You know, I wasn't the strongest in math, but our teacher Sean, you know, he would sit back and help you out. So there's not really anything to be intimidated by. Like you can come in here no knowledge whatsoever, and you can be one of the best students.
That'd be me. That'd be me.
There's a striker and lighter. Now you're gonna add oxygen slowly. Until you get a nice flame. What you want is you want this to look like a feather. And you want those little blue preheat tips. You see you turn it towards sideways. That's the little sharp points. You want those to be nice and clear and fairly sharp. If you're not too bad, so hit your oxygen plunger. So the flames, the preheat tips don't change. You're pretty good settings. That's good.
All right. So I'm going to heat that up a bit. And you
You're
go.
gonna heat up, so rest your hand. You're gonna heat that up and you're gonna follow that line.
How's it going? Look at it.
Good do it.
You want about halfway on, come down further, about an eighth of an inch off. You see it expand right about now, just second. Now nice steady travel speed. Oh, you lost it. Okay, get a little closer to your end of your cut. Okay, go ahead. Nice steady travel speed. Oh, you lost it again. Get a little preheat. Go a little closer, you're too high off. There you go. Nice steady, there you go. Keep it steady.
Oh, cow.
Start again. Okay, there now. A little closer though. Now start again. Keep that slow. Keep going. Almost there. Oh, look at that.
Whoa, man. So let's sort this one first, right?
Yeah, 84. No, low pressure first, yeah, and then your high pressure.
Holy cow. All right, this is essentially my production for the day. Probably not sending me out to build any bridge anytime soon. I'd like to thank everyone down at Canada College today, and we'll see you next time on Steel Toe Rookie.